Well, hello, my little potato, you beautiful soul. Oh, I always like to start off with I love you, so I love you. And uh, excuse me, I guess you're dying to know how today went. So I woke up at 6:30 in a panic that it was 8:30. And then I was like, okay, it's 6:30. I can go back to sleep. So I went back to sleep. My classmate texted me later and he's like, oh, I'm 20 minutes out. And I jumped out of bed, got ready. Um, And then there, because of traffic, it took him a little while longer, which gave me time to make sure that I had everything. Um, I have this tendency to kind of leave things behind, so I was making sure that I had everything. Um, and I put everything in my suitcase for my books, and then like all my clothes and my toiletries and stuff went in my backpack. So then that way, the suitcase was just, so the suitcase was just the books. Um, I sold two books. Officially, I sold two books. Um, Others were unofficially, like I gave away a bunch of coloring book page samples. And I worked on giving them to people that I thought were actually interested and thought liked the concept. So, um, and I got two addresses for the women who bought them, and one of the people who was the organizer. Um, was talking to her about it, and she was like, "Oh, I really like that idea," and so I gave her five, so that she could talk to about her board and work together to bring me on as a partner. So that was very exciting. My dad did pick me up at the airport, and um, one of the ladies I was talking to her, and it was so funny. She said, I have this map and I have these map pins and they're red, blue, and green, and I don't know what to do with them. And I was like, oh, well, you could use the red one and put them on countries that you're like, I would never go to those. Blue ones can be ones that you've already been to, and green ones are ones that you want to go to. And so you can use it. And she goes, you just solved my problem. And I was like, yeah. And she goes, what do you do? And I was like, oh, I'm a fixer. I'm a solution oriented person, and I come up with creative ideas to fix things, So that's like how I talked to her about my coloring book and things like that. And she's like, "You are a very interesting person." I was like, "Yeah, I'm a little bit more interesting than, So so it was interesting. So that was good. And so um, she was very disappointed that I didn't live in New Orleans. She was like, "We can be friends." She's like, "You don't live here," and I was like, I have plenty of internet friends, so it's not like, I know there's something to be said about hanging out with people in person. I know, but at least, there's, um, you meet in person, you keep up online, and then one of the organizers from the, what's it called, events, the vendor fair previously was like, come to meet with me. She's like, it's been too long, come to coffee. And I said, well, I'm going out of town again, but I'll be available in August. So hopefully I'll be able to come out to an event in August. She was like, okay, good. And then my dad picked me up from the airport, and I said, okay, Dad, don't forget. I was like, okay, Dad, well, I need you to take me back to the airport on Monday morning. He was like, how do you keep traveling everywhere? Who's paying for this? I was like, oh, and I told him, I combined all my Southwest points last fall, December, and it turned out that I had a bunch of points. So I book all my travel in advance and I use as few points as possible. So he's like, so how much did it cost you to go to New Orleans? And I'm like, it cost me $5.60. And he goes, how about, you going to Florida? I'm like, $11.20. I was like, I told him, I was like, I booked my tickets way in advance to use as few points as possible. And, what can I say? Where have I been? Like, and I used points in January to go visit my friend in Nashville, in Tennessee. Um, April, I went on a retreat. I haven't really gone. I mean, I've gone to New York, but I've gone to New York on my brother, right? So I went to New York in January. I went to New York in April. I went in June, right? And so everyone's like, "Oh, you must like." Nope. I really like if I travel to go watch the dog, my brother gets the ticket. If I travel for myself, which I haven't gone anywhere for my New Orleans was I drove with my classmate, right? And then I flew back. And then today, and then I'm back tomorrow. So tomorrow is laundry, record audios for The Secret Garden. Just recorded another chapter when I got home tonight. And I realized today, belatedly, that I did not upload a chapter. So I was like, I'm technically a little behind on that too. But I uploaded it for today and for tomorrow, so I'm solid there. And so I have to record 2 more chapters tomorrow, and then I'll be caught up Monday through Thursday, and then I can record again on Friday and things like that. Especially because I'm going to be in town mostly. I don't leave again, and as far as I know, I don't leave again until September. So, and in August, I have August, I don't know. But I was so excited that, people I talked to, they were like, "Oh my God, I love the concept." And there was one person, she was like, "Man, I've been on a budget." She goes, "I want to buy it, but like, I don't have any money." I was like, "Here, just take it. You can pay me later." She's like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, you can Venmo, Cash at me, whatever." And she put in her phone, so I trust her, and I got her address, and she was like, "Thank you so much." And I was like, "Hey, I know what it's like. Trust me. Here, take it. And it's Goodwill, and I got her address, and I'm gonna send her thank you cards because I really like. It doesn't seem like a lot, obviously, and I know it's not good business practice to give it away for free, but technically I wasn't giving it away for free. She said she was going to pay me, and I do believe that she will. Um, but I don't like, I know what it's like, and Goodwill means a lot to people. And she totally understood. She was like, "Oh yeah, the lighter lines are better because then you can it's just like it blends better." And I'm like, "Yeah, see?" So that worked out for me. Um, But yeah, I sold them for like $10 a piece and had that. And there's like people that were interested. And then I talked to a lot of people. I talked to a lot of people, and I gave coloring books away. And it was nice that I was there with my classmate because I know about his thing and he knows about my thing. So if I wasn't there, then he was able to talk about my thing. And if he wasn't there, and I was able to talk about his thing. And for his is a little bit more complex. So I would tell people about it. And when he would come back, I'd be like, "Go talk to those people. They're interested." And so we joked about like, hey, maybe we'll do it again next year, right? Although next year, it's generally the same week, and next year supposedly, I think we're going to be in Japan next year. So we'll get back on the 17th, and then we'll have to be back in and then I'll be back in New Orleans on the 25th, which is not unheard of. I would something that is something that I might do. I just don't know for sure. Um, But of course, it's nice to go back to where you started and all of that. So I don't rule anything out. And the lady that was one of the organizers, that she was like, "Oh, we would be interested in having you come back." I was very excited for that. And I gave sample pages and stuff. And like people are like, "Oh, this is interesting." One lady was like interested, but she's like, "My son made me broke." So I just gave her the sample page and I was like, "You can just buy it online later." And she was like, "Okay." And so, I just, I believe in goodwill and I believe that people, especially like right now, because I'm still on the proof of concept, but I'm gonna offer the digital download for free and the actual book and right now I've just been so concerned, I guess, because like I've literally not had so much money and I'm working on it, right? So Let me see. Uh-oh. Mm, Amazon is supposedly supposed to pay me like 40 something dollars. No, it's Amazon's supposed to pay me like $39 because right now I don't have a lot of money. It's okay. Oh, you know what? I was hoping because I have 50. Ooh, that means that when I'm in Florida, I can only spend $50 because I have a bill that's due on the 30th, which is basically when I come back. And you know what? I know I have money coming, and if that, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but um, huh, um, because I did have that bill that was due, and I was think honestly, to be honest, I thought that I was hoping to make at least $50. And technically, I'm like one that I sold, she's gonna buy it on Amazon because she didn't have any cash on her for Venmo, and then the other one's gonna pay me. So so stressful, you know. But like I said, one day at a time. And the check from school should be coming soon. I don't know. Last time it came like August 12th. And I still have to make it through all of July and August. Yeah, because the one account, okay, so that one has, yeah, okay. You know what? What did we say? God will provide. So one way or another, it's going to work out. Hopefully. I know I'm going to spend $20 on Tuesday night. And my friend did buy food, so hopefully that will be $30. And well, I'm gonna work on not spending so much money, right? And if I can just like, I think there one time we were thinking about going to buy pizza, and then one time we're gonna go get like a sub from Publix, right? And if I do the broccoli and I, you know what, one day at a time, right? One day at a time. But for today, I'm proud of me and for the connections, and it will all be okay. It'll all be okay. So, anyway, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen to me, and I know internally you're congratulating me for the good work that I did. So, thank you, and I appreciate your support all the time. Honestly, truly, it means the world to me. So, thank you again for listening. I love you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.